Shalom. I'm going to start out this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops, a great millstone that rule well, that teach well, while learn the truth. 100% according to the Bible. Also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet service scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you sisters that are sincere in your children. Shalom. And in today's video, as you can see, is going to be another video from the brother Arrows Indignation 144. And it's going to be building off of this video he uploaded where you basically got this guy going into basically how bad the United States petrodollar is, declining, you see. And we know ultimately we're coming to the economic collapse of the U.S. dollar because we know prophecy has to be fulfilled. And we know ultimately that MOTB CHIP has to be made mandatory, you see. And that's what ultimately all of these things are leading up to, you see. So, these elites, they want this U.S. dollar to be done away with, man, because that ultimately gives them the chance to try to bring in their new world order, you see. So I'm going to let this video play. We're going to listen to what it is he's saying. I'm going to get a few precepts and Abaratazai be edifying. So with that being said, fair use. 1976 Copyright Act, not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only. Fair use.
You see, the U.S. dollar is having its worst years since 1973. You've probably heard that the dollar, which is a standard currency used worldwide, has been devaluing for many, many years. You know that. Everybody knows that, or a lot of people know that. Now it appears, though, that because of Mr. Trump's bullying, or his tariffs, or his sanctions, he may actually be pushing the dollar right over the cliff. Look at this headline. This is a headline in The Guardian. Trust in the U.S. is eroding. The question isn't if the U.S. dollar will lose supremacy, it's when. And if it loses...
Right, and you hear what it is they're saying, man. He said it's a matter of when, and we know that when is coming very soon, man, because like I said, these devils, these elites, they want to bring in this new world order, man. And they know ultimately that they only have a short time to try to establish their enterprise, which is going to fail miserably. But that's why you see them moving quickly, man. Why you think Donald Trump just signed off on the Genius Act, which is moving the U.S. currency in a state of cryptocurrency, you see, which is ultimately pushing America in a direction of a cashless society, which we know is ultimately going to take place, man. You see? So I'm going to grab this precept real quick that I got. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, but I'm going to read it in the Good News translation, right? Or the GNT. It says, in order to keep Satan, meaning our adversary, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, you see, which is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan on the left-hand side. It says from getting the upper hand over us, for we know what his plans are, you see, and us hopeful elect men and women out there, we understand this man's plans. And we know this chip is a part of prophecy, is a major part of prophecy. And we know it's going to come into play very soon. You see, that's what everything is moving in the direction of. You see, that's why everything is going digital. That's why they're advancing in technology, you see, and things of that nature, man. All of these things are being set up for ultimately the collapse of the U.S. dollar, for them to bring in this new system. And we know the new system cannot come into play with the U.S. Currency or the petrodollar being in place. So, hey, they're about to do away with that very soon, man. That's why it's weakening. That's why you see Trump, everything that they're doing, and all of these various presidents that have been in position, they all been doing things to weaken the American dollar. You see, when Joe Biden was in the office, he was sending all of this money out to Ukraine and Israel for those wars that they were funding. All of that is putting this place America more and more in debt. You see, and like I said, these elites, they know that they're doing all of that by design. They want to crash this system, man. Because like I said, the only way they can bring the chip in is if they got to do away with this one that we're currently on. So like I said, they're going to do that. Right. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to allow them to do that. Because like I said, everything that this devil is doing is working towards prophecy being fulfilled. So, hey, it's going to happen, man. You see, so the U.S. dollar is on its last leg, man. You see, it's not about to be any more petrodollar very soon, man. So that cash that all of you people love and celebrate and worship and hold up to a high standard and stuff like that, hey, it's about to be a no value soon come, man. And the men of the Lord have been warning you people that these things are coming and that they're going to happen. You see, as it tells you in Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision, meaning the prophecies, It's yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, for it will surely come. It will not tarry. And that tarrying is talking about these prophecies, man. That MOTB, this digital system that they're ultimately establishing right in front of people's face, man. You see, like I said, everything that these devils are signing off on is moving America in the direction of a cashless society, moving them in the direction of the MOTB coming into fruition. But like I said, nobody can see it, but only the people that the Lord is ultimately dealing with. You see, the hopeful elect men and women. We can see what time of season we're in. Everybody else can't see it because these people are blind to what's going on around them. They're not paying attention to the news and looking into what's happening, you see, and checking on the stock market and all of these things. No, these people just worrying about everything else in the world that don't matter. You see, that's why when these devils do bring in this new system, hey, these people not going to be expecting it, man. It's going to come out of nowhere to them, you see, because they're not watching everything that's ultimately lead up to these events coming to pass, you see. So I'm going to get back into the video, and we're just going to watch it on out, you know, let him just talk.
Supremacy, it will likely lose out to a consortium of countries that are tired of being treated like children, who are surpassing Washington in many ways. And the West, by the way, they're bigger in population. They're bigger in terms of how large their standing armies are. They're bigger in GDP growth. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa have been joined now by Vietnam, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Belarus. I could go on. And this grouping of BRICS nations is fast becoming the world's, the cool kids on the block, right? They're the cool kids now. It's a group that's popular. A bunch of nations say, we want it.
You see? But what a lot of these people don't understand is that all of these nations, even the BRICS nations, they're all taking orders from these elites, man, from these Rothschilds, from these DuPonts, from these Gettys, from these Rockefellers, for these elite bankers that are at the top. You see, everybody in this world ultimately has to take orders from them, man. And everybody is going to partake in this system that's coming, man. Everybody is going digital, man. You look at around the world, what's happening. Everybody is pushing in that direction, from China to Russia to all of the European nations. I mean, everybody is going to go digital because we know that this mark, when it comes, is going to be a worldwide thing. It's just not going to be here in America, man. You see? And a matter of fact, I'm going to go and grab that precept, Revelation chapter 13, right? And we're going to keep pushing out videos about these things because, like I said before, these are the time and seasons that we're in. This is what's coming, you know. So it says, and he, right, talking about the elites, right, because they're ultimately the ones that want to bring forth this new world order. You see, ultimately it's Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because the Lord is the one that put the thoughts within this devil to ultimately to try to do the things that he's doing and to do the things that he's doing. But we know ultimately, like I said, this man's new world order is going to fail, you see. But it says he calls it all, right? Meaning it's going to come upon all the world. You see, all of these different nations, the BRICS nations, you know, all of these people are going to partake in making this MOTB mandatory in their countries. You see, because like I said, they're going to answer from the people on top that's controlling these nations, man. The elite bankers are controlling all of these countries, man. You see, they don't get any money. They don't get any funding. They don't get anything unless they go through those families, man. And they're going to allow, well, ultimately the Lord, you see, because he's the one that's, like I said, controlling the minds of these people. He's going to make all of them conform to this system, man, because it's going to be the best new thing. You see? So it says, and he calls it all, both small and great, right? Rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, right? In their right hands on their foreheads, mark going into charagma in the Greek, you see, which is going to be, you know, a RFID chip, you see, a radio frequency identification device, a chip the size of a grain of rice, which this devil is going to insert in you through a needle. You see the Karax. He's going to implant it under your skin, man, either in your right hand, you know, or in your forehead. You see, that's what this is talking about. And, you know, this is coming to pass very soon. Like I said, you already got Elon Musk putting Neuralink chips inside of people's brains, man, where they're able to control internet, where they're able to control, you know, all type of different things, devices. They're able to hook themselves up with the internet and make themselves one and control it with their minds. Like I said, all of this technology is moving in the direction of this chip coming into pass. And that's why you're also seeing America's economy get weaker. That's why you're seeing inflation at an all-time high. That's why you see Trump putting these tariffs on these other countries. You think these people don't know that what they're doing is affecting the U.S. dollar? like I said, of course they know what they're doing is affecting it because they want it to happen, man. You see, you know. So I'm going to read verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So like I said, this is the direction that we're moving in. And this is why ultimately the U.S. dollar has to collapse. You see, it has to go out of commission. Because in order for this to come to pass, which we know this is a major part of prophecy, and the Lord is going to bring it, guess what? There isn't going to be any petrodollar. There isn't going to be, no Benjamin Franklin's and, Andrew Jackson's and all of these other different notes and paper dollars that you jakes and you Eves out there and you heathens love and idolize. All of that is going to come to an end, man. You see? What's coming is that chip, man. Right? And it's coming soon. But hey, like I said before, the men of the Lord, we have warned you people. You see, starting off with the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone and the men on down teaching the same doctrine. We've been telling you what the MOTB is and that is coming. You see, and like I said before, we know a lot of you people don't believe it, but hey, a lot of you people going to see it, right? Because it's coming, man. And like I said, this devil knows that he had but a short time. They're coming quickly with it, man. You see, you just had RFK Jr. come out, maybe about a few weeks back, talking about within the next couple years that everybody here in America is going to have a wearable. You see, and what you think they're alluding to, man? They're talking about that chip, man. You see, and Donald Trump just put a bill in place where basically everything is digital now, from the Medicare to everything you can ultimately think of in this society is all being pushed to be digitally set up, And like I said, that's all moving towards prophecy being fulfilled. So like I said, man, hey, we're in that time and season, man. These things are going to come, This is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33. It said, and when this cometh to pass, right, talking about this chip, because it's going to come, man. Lo, it will come, right? Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. So you people going to know that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua sent forth his prophets, which are the men that you see out there on the highways and hedges, putting up these videos week in and week out, warning you ultimately of these situations that are to come. You're going to know that we warned you people, man, before these things actually even come. You're going to know that, oh, dang, these are what those guys was talking about, right? You people going to see, man. And it's coming soon, like I said before, right? And we're going to keep telling you it's coming, right? Because it is. All right. So I'm going to get back into this video. I'm going to go and finish, watching the rest of it or whatnot. But like I said, hey, we're close, man. Like I said, and the reason we know we're close, because as the scriptures have told you to measure the time diligently in itself, we're able to measure the time. We see everything going on that Lord Yahushua spoke to his disciples about, man. You see in the book of St. Matthew, chapter 24. So we know we're on the cusp of seeing this chip come into place, man. You see World War III heating up. You see everything else going on in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble. You think the MOTB ain't finna come? It's coming, man.
Well, the G7, they're declining. And what's the fuel that feeds or fed the G7? The dollar. So now look at this. China, perhaps like a shark smelling blood in the water, is doing something that is unprecedented. Take a look at this graph. See that? Look at that pink line. See that pink line? That's China. China has now sold off, dumped more than $300 billion worth of U.S. treasuries.
Right, and you hear what it is he's saying. And we know China, majority of the stuff that these people here in Babylon the Great receives, whether it's fake hair that you women put in your head or whatever the case it may be, rice, grain, a lot of different things, America receives from China, man. And we know of China, which is, the major supplier that provides a lot of things for the West here in America, Babylon the Great. We know that, hey, if China is not supplying this country with the things that it need, then, hey, we know America is basically done, man. This place is already done, like I said. So that's how we know that soon to come, they're about to come with this chip, man. Because like I said, America's economy is not about to continue to keep going the way that it's going, man. You see, that's why inflation is high. That's why the prices of groceries, food, etc., people getting laid off left to right of these different jobs that are closing down. That's because they're not able to sustain and really to pay all of these people, because like I said, the U.S. dollar isn't backed by anything, man. You see, it's backed by nothing, not by gold, not by silver. It's just a piece of paper, man. And soon to come, like I said, they're not going to be able to just continue to keep printing paper, especially with the amount of debt that this country is in, man. So like I said, they're about to do away with this system, man. You see, this place is done, right? Through.
More than $300 billion worth of U.S. treasuries just over the past 5 years. That's the direction they think it's going. Something we haven't seen before happen among trading partners and with such obvious strategic intent. All BRICS nations, but especially China, seem to be telling Donald Trump something pretty clearly. Two can play at this game, and we can play harder, and we can keep it going longer. Funny thing is, the damage to the dollar as the world's standard currency is something that Mr. Trump has bragged about, said in the past that he'll figure it out, but past presidents, he said, were too stupid to avoid it. Here it is. If you have a smart president, you will never lose the standard. If you have a stupid president like the last one, you would lose the standard. You wouldn't have the dollar as you. And if we lost the world standard dollar, that would be like losing a war, a major world war. We would not be the same country any longer. Yeah. Well, look, the war, as he calls it, may not be lost. But there are certainly some important battles that aren't going his way right now. India, for example, that's pretty obvious. As for Mr. Trump, after bragging that he and only he would be able to strengthen the value of the dollar, I don't know, man. I think he's actually doing the opposite. In fact,
Right, and you hear what it is he's saying. Because guess what? At the end of the day, just like all of the rest of these different politicians and people that you see, you know, that are ultimately showing their faces, they all got to answer and take orders from those banker families, man. And like Nick Rockefeller said, I watched a video from Aaron Russo. Pretty sure a lot of you other brothers and sisters watched it as well from back in the day, that they ultimately want to bring in this chip, man. And that's what everything is going in the direction of, the MOTB. So like I said, the reason it looks like Trump is, you know, doing everything to tear down the dollar, that's because he is, man, because he's taking orders from these bankers that are telling him to, hey, this is what you got to do. And they know that they got to answer to him, man. You can't do nothing in this country without, you know, answering to those bankers, man. You see, you got to answer to them or you're going to pay a penalty, man. You see, it tells you in Job 9:24 that the earth is given over into the hand of the wicked, man. And that wicked is talking about these Edomite families that are at the top, you know, the bloodline of these 13 families, you know, they're the ones ruling things as of now, you see, which is coming to an end very soon. And they know it's coming to an end soon. That's why you see them moving quickly to try to establish this new world order, man, you see, which is going to be short lived, you see, because we know, hey, that new world order ain't going nowhere, man. You see, the Lord is going to destroy all of the plans of this devil, man. You see what it tells you in Obadiah chapter 1, right? And I'm going to start at verse 3, right? It said, the pride of thine heart, meaning your mind, have deceived thee. And that's what happened, man. These devils are deceived, man. You see, at the end of the day, through their pride, you know, they really believe that they're going to be able to chip the entire world, mainly the Lord's elect, because that's who this devil really wants to come after, even though we know he's not going to get them. But this man really believes in his mind that he's about to control the whole earth, and everybody's about to be bound down and taking this device, and he's going to be in control of them. This is really what this devil believes in his mind, and that comes from pride. So like it says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. Talking about you devils, man, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Because that's what they feel in their mind, that our new world order is going to succeed. No one's going to take it down. You see, we're going to accomplish everything that we want to bring about. Our new world order is going to flourish. You see, that's what they believe in their mind, right? But what did the Lord say in Job 5:12, right? Let me get that, and then I'm going to go back, right? And we kind of just flowing in the spirit. So, you know, Lord's willing, this video be edifying. It says he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, you see? And what is that enterprise? You see, I'm actually, bear with me. I'm going to go to the blue letter, right? I'm going to go to the blue letter. And I'm going to go to Job chapter 5, right? And I want to get that word enterprise so we can get the etymology on it to see what it means, right? Because, like I said, hey, this devil enterprise is not going to be fulfilled. Because, like I said, that's what everything is moving in the direction of. That's why they want the U.S. dollar to collapse, you see? Because once the U.S. dollar goes, then they can bring in something new, which is going to be that chip, man. You see? So that's why this dollar has to collapse, right? Which it will, right? So this is I'm gonna let it play real quick so you brothers and sisters can hear it.
Strong's H 8454. Tushia.
Right? And that's the word. This is Strong's H 84 and 54, right? Which is the word enterprise, but it goes into Tujia, right? And the meaning of it goes into let me go down to see their enterprise. Right? Let me see. Want to get the correct one. Right? Bear with me, brothers and sisters. Substantiate, right? Support or implication ability, right? Understand the enterprise, that substance, right? The water to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Success, you see? So that enterprise also goes into success. So they ultimately believe in their mind that their enterprise is going to succeed, which is this new world order, which they ultimately have in their minds. They believe that it's going to flourish, it's going to prosper. You see, no one's going to stop it. But that's what goes into what I just read in Obadiah, that this man's pride have deceived him. You see? And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has something coming for this devil, man. Right? So this is back at Obadiah chapter 1. And I'm going to start at verse 4. It said, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, right, as Esau does through his pride, you see, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So like I said, this man's going to be destroyed, because ultimately once he brings in that chip, he's signifying his end. We know that his end is near once that chip hits the scene, man. And these devils know that as well, man. You see? So, hey, I'm going to go to this precept as well, because, hey, it's almost over for you, E, you know, and you devils, man. You see, that's why these devils are moving quickly with everything they're trying to bring about, because they know that they have but a short time, man. Right. So I'm going to grab this. This is Job chapter 20. Right. And I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, knowest now not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, verse 5, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. You see? So like I said, man, hey, your enterprise is going to fail, man. You see? Everything that this man ultimately is trying to establish and set up is not going to prosper, man. It's going to be but for a moment, a short period of time, man. And hey, we know, as it tells you on down, I'm going to go to verse 23. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, right? When you're thinking everything is going good for you, when you're thinking that you're going to see up everybody and the world is in your complete control, right? It says, the heavenly Father shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and he shall rain it upon him while he is eating. And that's going to be the Lord destroying your enterprise, man. You see, coming back and destroying everything that you ultimately established in 1 hour, man. Because we know this place, America, is going to be judged, man, by ICBM thermonuclear missiles. And that's ultimately what's going to come right after this devil tries to establish his new world order and bring forth that chip. You see, this place is going to be destroyed by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You see, and that's ultimately what's coming, man. You see? So, yeah, I'm going to actually let the rest of this video play just so we can, finish listening to what he's saying. But basically, the point has been made, that, this chip is going to come. And once this chip comes in, then this devil end is near, right?
Actually doing the opposite. In fact, he, more than any other president before him, is actually seemingly, I'll ask my guest who's an expert on this, he may be accelerating de-dollarization. accelerating de-dollarization, right? Let's talk about this with somebody who knows this stuff only too well. That's why I listen to him a lot. His name is Gerald Celente. He's an American Trends forecaster. He's the publisher of the Trends Journal. He's the founder and the director of the Trends Research Institute. And there he is with his smiling face, always excited to have a good conversation with somebody who is smart. The best we can do is me, so let's have at it. Gerald, how are you, my friend?
Well, thank you for your kindness. How am I? I'm very blessed for everything I have. Very sad to see what's going on in the world. And it breaks my heart as a true American, a Napolitano born in the Bronx. I'm the same age as Trump, 1946. When America was at the height, and the spirit was at the height, and now it's just a freak show. And again, not only Trump, one after another. So, and it's just getting worse. And you talked about the nations and how the BRICS are uniting against the dollar. The world has had enough of the United States hegemony. This is your Trends Journal when it used to...
Right. And we hear basically what it is the guy's saying. But like I said, all of these things that are happening, you see, these elites, you see on the left-hand side, they're orchestrating a lot of these things, man. But ultimately, it's the Heavenly Father that's controlling them as well, you see. But like I said, everything is moving in the direction of the MOTB, man. You see, that's why you got America's economy weakening. That's why you got all of these BRIC nations coming together, man, because, they're going to have to ultimately partake in this system as well, man. You see Russia, China, all of these other different countries that you see that are in alliance with Russia and the BRICS. They're going to be partaking in this new world order system as well. You see, like I said earlier, man, this chip is going to come upon all the world, man. So everybody is going to partake in it. You see, and that's what everything is moving in the direction of. You can see. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video. Lord's willing, I pray the video be edifying, to you brothers and sisters that may come across it. Till the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.